Okay, so Kickstarter. Kickstarter has updated its terms of use. You heard about that, right? Last week?
Yeah.
You heard about the details of it.
Yeah, don't people now have to finish things?
They don't have to finish. What it was is that the old terms of use said that if you donated to Kickstarter, and the it was vaporware, didn't develop, you kind of didn't have any ability to sue the not the donor, what's the guy, the person trying to get the Kickstarter would be the, what's the word?
Kickstarted person?
Yeah, the Kickstarted. Right. Whatever. So
the Kickstarter.
Right. So Kickstarter. Did you, if you were a donor and the Kickstarter put up a Kickstarter and then didn't deliver, there kind of was no recourse that you could make because there was something in the terms of use that said you're not expecting anything back from this. If you get the bonus, that's great, but you cannot sue the Kickstarter for not delivering, which I think, well, they put in that there so that they would have a lot of Kickstarters to join Kickstarter at the beginning. But the problem is that there were a number of very high profile cases of Kickstarters either putting stuff up there that they never intended to deliver or couldn't possibly deliver. They were essentially scams. Like the guy that was the Airbnb, the two brothers, Airbnb scammers. They also did a Kickstarter scam as well. So there have been enough high profile cases where it's been a platform for fraud. Just flat out fraud. These guys never intended. They just did it as a scam to get money. There's the new terms of agreement, which will apply as of, I believe it's like the end of the month or maybe the beginning of next month. And it will only apply to Kickstarters that are going to be posted from that day forward, is going to say that if creators fail to live up to their word, that's what it's called, creator. If they fail to live up to their word, as well as the potential consequences, if they fail to live up their word, sorry, try that again. I'm reading and I'm doing a bad job of it. If the creators fail to live up to their word, then the creators may be subject to legal action by backers, where that wasn't in before. So essentially, as a backer, you can sue them because you could prove that they never intended to deliver. It was just a scam, which is great because it opens up a great big opening, big runway for a fraudulent Kickstarter to be sued for committing fraud.
Yeah.
In addition, if you do not deliver what you promised on your Kickstarter, you have to meet certain criteria. You have to do certain things. You have to provide an explanation. You have to do updates in a certain amount of time. They're not going to let you just do an update and then a year, 2 years later put up, we decided not to do it. You have to show your backers where, if you've spent their money, where you spent it. And if you have leftover funds, you have to offer it back to the Kickstarted community. So they're essentially holding the Kickstarters to the creators to a much higher standard if they're going to back away.
As it should be.
As it should be. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Because
so that kind of rules us out, though. So the GameHounds upcoming $60 video game, Perpetual Delay, we might have to rethink that now.
Yeah. We're definitely
No, we started this before these terms.
Right.
It's true. We're grandfathered in. So, guys, send in money. $100 gets you a blank white T-shirt and a copy of the game when and if it ever comes out. $200 gets you 2 blank white T-shirts.
Yeah. This new Kickstarter changes obviously will not affect some of the other stuff that have been canceled, like Neil Stephenson, the sci-fi author that was just announced that he was getting rid of his Kickstarter called Clang for which he got $500,000 for, and just been fraught with problems, and he backed out of that. So, it's not going to affect that. But in the future, hopefully Kickstarter will be a little bit safer.
Good. I mean, I like Kickstarter.
Yeah.
Kickstarter is cool in theory.
I understand why they did what they did at the beginning, because it was an untested thing. Now, A, never been done before. B, they wanted to make it a safe place for creators to put their stuff up. And if creators were afraid of being sued, then they wouldn't be interested. They would hesitate. And that's what exactly opposite what they needed to build their business. But now Kickstarter is firmly established. It's not going anywhere. It's going to be around for a while. Now they aren't quite so desperate to have projects. Now they actually are, and they're suffering from the fact that they haven't kind of done a good due diligence to make sure that the projects up there are good quality projects. And there's been enough fraud where the donors are now wary of Kickstarter. It's the opposite problem. Before, they didn't have enough projects. Now they're driving away donors because donors can't trust them. So, and there's other options too. If you don't have a really good project, don't go to Kickstarter anymore. Go to Indiegogo.
Yeah.
They're completely unregulated. So, you got anything else? That would be no.
I do have one thing.
Blackspear Void says your explanation should be money was spent on hookers and blow. Good luck recovering it. It's true. You could actually make a spreadsheet with a line item of hookers, a line item of blow. Anyway, sorry.
And you would be adhering to the terms of use because you told people where the money was spent.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Jaeger says, where's the swag bag giveaway? It's the swag bag giveaways. Yeah, we'll get it to us. I swear to God, the swag bag's here. It's been a really crazy week between Goalie being sick, me buying a house, and going to New York. Next week we will I'm going to force Nick and Goalie to sit down with me to discuss the way to give this away. But we're going to do it.
I'm going to be.
If you have to donate $100
of hookers and blow.
Yes, give us $100 worth of hooker and blow. Don't just send us the $100. I mean,
money is so passe.
Yeah. So
Skosh.
2000.
Yeah.
Send us the hookers and send us the blow.
Okay, anyway, you were something to say. I'm sorry.
Things are kind of not looking good for Sony overall. They posted a net loss of $2.1 billion.
Yeah, but it was mostly on their mobile. It wasn't.
Yeah,
it wasn't
is all the mobile communications workforce. But as a result, they're shifting, reassessing their business focus to move away from the lower range mobile phones and focus on PlayStation division.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's funny that, before the console came out, everyone was worried, will people still want consoles because smartphones have exploded? And now Sony's at the point where let's not focus on phones so much and focus on the console.
Yeah, the console. You've got the console market. Just roll with it. Just ride it. Ride it into the ground. Blackspear Void, by the way, says, can he send in $100 worth of blow-up hookers?
That would work too. Kill two birds with one stone.
Good thinking. We like your creativity.
Yep. Speaking of phones, I got to put my iPhone in the microwave and charge it. Hang on.
What?
Did you see that?
No.
There was a fake story to come out that said the new iPhones, you can put them in the microwave.
Oh, no. Don't tell me people did that. Please tell me nobody did that.
Looked really good. They did the graphics up.
Of course they did. Yes, but tell me.
Look, came right from Apple, and it said you can put these in the microwaves, and our new technology will charge that phone.
Oh my God! So has anyone confirmed anyone done it yet?
I'm gonna say people don't put it in the microwave. I didn't. Luckily, the wife almost did, but no.
Did you get a 6?
No, I didn't.
Yeah, I've got a 4S, so we're getting a 6. But the question is whether we're going to get the 6 big or the 6 little.
We upgraded her to the 5C from the 4.
Yeah. That's why I knew I didn't want to do that. Oh, God dang it. Phone call.
Nick, say something.
Blah, blah, blah.
No. Kevin's good. It's my nail lady. So anyway, bottom line,
Don't put
phones. Yes, phones. I was going, when it was announced, I was like, I want the Pro. I want the big one. I want the big fat fucker. And now that I've seen them, at least pictures of them, I haven't actually touched one. But now that I've seen them, they are really, really big. And the other thing that's hitting the news today is that people are sticking them in their back pockets. First off, they don't fit in most back pockets. Yeah. Now people are sticking them in their pockets. They're actually bending. They're so big. So I'm actually not going to get that one. I'm going to get the smaller one. I've seen one. I've held one of the small ones. Somebody had one at Maker Faire, and I was like, "This is nice. I like this, but crazy thin." But it was big, and I'm like, this is not the big one." He's like, "No." He goes, "Get the big one. It's awesome." I'm like, I don't know.
How did the small one feel in your hand?
It felt much bigger than my 4S. It felt thinner and longer. But maybe, actually, it's thinner and wider than a 5. Shut up, goalie. God. But it was it felt good. I mean, it felt like a good phone. It felt like a good phone, goalie. But I can't imagine the other one. That's just way.
It's like a tablet.
It is. It's a tablet, and I'm not sticking a tablet in my back pocket. I don't need that.
The picture on the internet too. It was a guy. He was sitting there, and he had like this huge monitor. It looked like a 50-inch iPad. It said, "Welcome to the iPhone 20." It was like 18 inches wide.
Yep. So I'm just losing a lot of faith in Apple products, and I've been a big Apple proponent for years. But ever since Steve Jobs' death, it seems like there has been some bad ideas coming along that
You're not excited for the Apple Watch?
The Apple Watch was interesting, and I think it is completely fucking useless. It is so useless. There's some cool technology going in there, but I'm not going to draw little pictures to my husband on the fucking phone. I do like the fact that you could reply back to texts using that kind of contextual inference option. You've seen that, right? Okay, what it is that say you send me a text like, do you want hey, what time do you want to go to lunch? And the phone itself or the watch itself will look at that text and infer possible answers for that message, and give you touch button options to choose either any of these replies. Like one of the replies would say, "How about now? Maybe in an hour, call me." Or none of the above. So you could theoretically, if it was a question that could be easily answered, just reply by touching that button on your watch face, and it would send that answer, which was kind of cool. I also like the fact that you would get step-by-step directions to where you're going from the watch as opposed to from the phone and having your phone sitting out there, because that's the most dangerous thing is being in a big city. I've really felt it in New York. Being in a big city, using Apple Maps or using Google Maps to direct you where you need to go. You're sitting there in a strange place, clearly a strange place because you're getting directions, and you're getting it. You're having your phone sitting out in front of you. It's like saying, "Steal my phone." A, I'm a stranger in the neighborhood, and B, steal my phone. Whereas the watch will actually just buzz you, like 1 buzz for turn left, 2 buzzes for turn right. So you don't even have to be looking at your phone. It just gives you the instructions as you walk.
That's pretty good.
Yeah. There's a lot of really good ideas, but not in a phone. Not this phone. It's going to be terrible. And it's coming out after Christmas.
That's true.
Yeah.
I was listening to this trivia podcast the other day, and they brought up all these like old articles that people wrote when